What did you say to your team?
The way my old man's been. And
thanks, everybody.
That everybody can look up to. I mean, this has been a shocking affront.
Everyone makes mistakes, but learning from mistakes is not enough for everyone, and some people learn from mistakes in such a way that they become role models forever. Today, we will discuss how a single mistake made Steve Smith the greatest player. Before that, we get to know a bit about his early life and cricket career. Steve Smith was born on June 2, 1989 in Kogarah, Sydney. His dad, Peter, has a chemistry degree, and his mom, Gillian, is from England. He went to Menai High School, but left at 17 to play cricket in England. There, he played for Sevenoakspine in the Kent Cricket League. He did so well that Surrey's second XI picked him. Since his mom was born in London, Smith has both British and Australian citizenship. In 2011, he started dating Danny Willis, who was studying commerce and law at Macquarie University. They got engaged in June 2017 while vacationing in New York, and tied the knot in Berrima, New South Wales on September 15, 2018. Smith debuted in 2020 cricket for New South Wales in 2008, shining in the Big Bash with impressive performances, including leading wicket-taker in 2008. He later joined Sydney Sixers, captaining them to victory in the inaugural Big Bash League. Smith initially played for Royal Challengers Bangalore in the 2010 IPL, replacing Jesse Ryder. Later, he joined Kochi Tuskers Kerala, but missed the season due to ankle surgery. Rajasthan Royals signed him for $600,000 in 2014, where he later became captain. In 2017, he led Rising Pune Supergiants to the IPL final. Despite his impressive performance, Rajasthan Royals terminated his contract in 2018 due to a ball tampering scandal. He returned to Rajasthan Royals in 2019 as captain. However, he went unsold in the 2022 IPL auctions. Steve Smith debuted in international cricket with a 2020 international against Pakistan in February 2010.
That's going to settle him down a fair bit, Steve Smith. That's a super shot in just your fifth delivery.
He also made his one-day international debut that month against the West Indies. Smith's Test debut came in July 2010 against Pakistan. In the 2010 ICC World 2020, he took 11 wickets in 7 matches. His batting and fielding skills earned him attention during the 2009-10 season. He played 3 tests in the 2010-11 Ashes series and showed promise as a batsman. Smith returned to the Test team during the 2013 tour of India, scoring 92 and 5 runs in his first match innings. Despite his efforts, the subsequent Ashes series against England, Smith's form improved. He made his maiden Test century at the Oval and scored a total of 345 runs in the series.
First 100 in Test cricket, he's just bopped Jonathan Trott over mid-on for 6.
During the 2013-14 Ashes series in Australia, Smith scored his first Test century on home soil in Perth.
Steve Smith, his first 100 in Australia.
And another century in Sydney, contributing significantly to Australia's 5-0 series victory. In 2015 World Cup, Smith showcased his versatility as a batsman, playing in various positions from number 3 to the middle order. After half-centuries against Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan, he scored a century against India in the semi-finals, guiding Australia to the final.
For the lads, it's been an absolutely brilliant innings. He's just walked into the long fall of David Warner's wicket.
In the final match against New Zealand, Smith remained unbeaten with 58 runs as Australia won by 7 wickets. He emerged as Australia's highest run scorer in the tournament, with 402 runs at an average of 67. Following Australia's 3-2 defeat in the 2015 Ashes series and the retirement of Michael Clarke, Steve Smith was appointed as the full-time captain of the Australian Test team. In March 2018, the Australian national cricket team toured South Africa for a 4-match Test series against the South Africa national cricket team. Ahead of the third Test, the series was tied 1-1. During the third day of the match, Cameron Bancroft was caught on camera rubbing the ball with a small yellow object and then hiding it in his trousers. Upon inspection, it was revealed to be sandpaper. Bancroft admitted to trying to alter the ball's condition, with Steve Smith acknowledging knowledge of the plan. Both were charged and received sanctions from the International Cricket Council, ICC. Smith accepted a ban for the next Test match and a fine. Following Smith's admission, Australia's Prime Minister at the time, Malcolm Turnbull, described it as a shocking disappointment. He directly contacted Cricket Australia.
That everybody can look up to. I mean, this has been a shocking affront.
CA Board Chairman David Peever to express his concern and emphasize the need for strong action to be taken. The Australian Sports Commission urged Smith to step down immediately. In a press release dated March 25, 2018, KCEO James Sutherland apologized to fans and announced that Smith and Warner had agreed to stand down from their roles as captain and vice-captain, respectively, for the remainder of the match. Cricket Australia initiated its own investigation into the incident, led by Executive General Manager Team Performance, Pat Howard, along with K Senior Legal Counsel and Head of Integrity, Ian Roy. KCEO James Sutherland also joined the investigators in South Africa. Sutherland announced on the same day that Smith had been charged with bringing the game into disrepute, suspended, and would be sent home. Following a meeting on March 28, 2018, Cricket Australia sanctioned Steve Smith for breaching the code of conduct. Smith received the same suspension for their involvement. They were also barred from leadership roles. Steve Smith were allowed to play club cricket and required to do community service. Smith stepped down as IPL captains, and the BCCI banned them from the 2018 IPL. Later that day, Smith arrived in Sydney and held a press conference at Sydney Airport. Tearfully, he stated that he had nothing to add to Cricket Australia's report. Taking full responsibility as captain, he acknowledged making a serious error in judgment, calling it a failure of leadership. He'd apologized to teammates, cricket fans worldwide, and all Australians.
The fans of cricket all over the world, and to all Australians who are disappointed and angry, I'm sorry.
Particularly mentioning the impact on his parents. Smith expressed deep regret, hoping to earn back respect and forgiveness over time. In April 2019, in his comeback from international cricket, Smith was named in Australia's squad for the 2019 Cricket World Cup. He received a national contract for the 2019-20 season from Cricket Australia. On June 1, 2019, Smith played in Australia's opening World Cup match against Afghanistan. In the semi-final against England, he scored 85 runs, becoming the second batsman after Sachin Tendulkar to score 4 50-plus scores in Cricket World Cup knockouts. Throughout the tournament, Smith scored 379 runs at an average of 37.90, including 4 50s. In July 2019, Smith joined Australia's squad for the 2019 Ashes series in England. In the first test at Edgbaston, he scored centuries in both innings, marking his 9th and 10th Ashes centuries.
Steve Smith is back. His first test back after the ban, and it's normal.
Smith's remarkable comeback century was hailed as one of his best. He suffered a concussion in the second test, but still managed to excel.
Oh dear.
In the series, he scored 774 runs at an average of 110.57, earning him his second consecutive Man of the Series award. British media and former cricketers praised his batting as one of the greatest displays in a Test series. After retaining the Ashes, Australia played T20s against Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Smith's 80 not out in the second T20I against Pakistan was crucial in Australia's series win. In Test series against Pakistan and New Zealand, Smith had mixed performances. He overtook Bradman and became the fastest to 7,000 Test runs. Despite a tactic to curb his scoring, Smith's contributions helped Australia win all matches, though he faced challenges against short-pitch bowling. Australia toured India for 3 ODIs in January 2020. In the second match, Smith was dismissed for 98 after a promising innings. However, he bounced back in the third match, scoring 131 runs off 132 balls. Despite his century,
He knows how to rack up hundreds. That's his second against India in 3 knocks.
India's tour started with a 3-match ODI series. In the first match in Sydney, Smith formed a strong partnership with Aaron Finch after a solid opening stand. He scored a blistering century off just 62 deliveries, the 3rd fastest by an Australian, finishing with 105 runs off 66 balls.
One-day international 100 is 4th versus India.
Smith replicated his performance in the second match, reaching another century in 62 deliveries and contributing 104 runs from 64 balls.
Steve Smith, a second straight 100 on his home ground.
Smith was named Player of the Match in both games and ultimately awarded Player of the Series. Steve Smith is often likened to the 20th century legend Don Bradman. One crucial mistake seems to have propelled him to greatness. Share your thoughts on this video in the comments and let me know what you'd like to see covered next.